What's going on YouTube? This is JabberTech and it's about the end of April and I want to just give you my thoughts on the Pixel 4 XL. Is this a phone that you should pick up considering that the price drop is rather significant? Brand new, it's about 700 bucks. If you check my link for Swappa, you can probably score this one for about 500 or less, and at that price, spoiler alert, it's an absolute beast. But there are some issues with the Pixel 4 XL. There are some things that Google overpromised and underdelivered. So let's just get into this quick review of my thoughts of the Pixel 4 XL. This is the Pixel 4 XL, and if you don't know the specs, just pause the video and read it for yourself. But the Pixel 4 XL, when it came out, was by no means an awesome looking phone, and that still holds true for today. It's a little bit odd looking, it's a little bit bizarre, especially since you have this huge forehead right on the top, but that's where all the Soli goodness is, and that's one thing I want to talk about right off the bat. Soli was one of those features that was overhyped, overpromised, and underdelivered. To this day, there really is nothing super useful about Soli unless you like swiping through tracks in the air. That's basically all you can do. And other than that, guys, there's really nothing that Google has pushed out that's really been super helpful or super useful on a daily basis. At least for me, if you have this phone, let me know what you think about Soli. I do like the face unlock. I do enjoy having a super secure face unlock from Google. But what I don't like about the face unlock is that I've forgotten my password so many times since I purchased this phone in October, just because I'm not able to use any biometrics. This does not have an in-screen fingerprint scanner. It does not have a fingerprint scanner anywhere on the phone. You just use your eyes and you use your face unlock, but Google has not forced developers to enable face unlock in their apps. So all of my banking apps, all of my other apps that could have used a fingerprint login, I'm actually stuck. I have to type in my passwords, and that's not okay. That's not okay when I spent $1,000. And even putting the price aside, that's not okay in 2020 to have to remember your passwords when passwords are actually getting to be extinct. So that's another thing that Google kind of overpromised, overhyped, and underdelivered. Something that Google did not overhype and did not underdeliver is the camera. The camera on the Pixel 4 XL is an awesome, awesome shooter. The camera on this thing is insane. Night mode is insane. If you're looking for a great camera, you cannot beat the Pixel 4 XL, even though the camera app is kind of, I'm going to say, a little bit dumbed down. You don't get a pro mode on this $1,000 phone, or at least the $700 phone. You don't get pro mode. You don't get a lot of other cool features that a lot of other manufacturers include in their camera app. But I'm okay with that, again, because it is an awesome shooter. When you take a shot, it's going to look how it's supposed to look, and it's going to come out right just about every single time. So for that, I think Google did a great job. They really know how to fix their algorithms for these cameras. Another thing that I like about this phone is the Google Assistant is basically everywhere. Squeezing the phone to activate the Google Assistant still is a great feature. I really like a quick access to my Google Assistant. If my hands are full carrying groceries, or I have gloves on, or whatever the case may be, just a quick squeeze and I can ask Google to get directions or start playing a podcast. When you get a phone call on the Pixel 4 XL, you can have your Google Assistant answered for you. You can have a transcript sent to you in real time when someone calls you. So if you get a lot of spam or you're just busy, the Google Assistant is there for you. That's something that I really enjoy, and that's something that I use on a daily basis. And what I used to use on a daily basis as well is you could ask Google to go ahead and make reservations. Just say, hey G, make a reservation for 2 at 8:30 at this place, and it would be able to do it. But I think a lot of restaurants have tapped out of that feature because just about every restaurant that I call these days, Google says that you cannot make a reservation, but when I call them up, I can. So the Assistant might be disabled for a lot of restaurants, and I can kind of understand why. But the Google Assistant is pretty much everywhere on this phone, and if you like Google, this is definitely the phone to get. It's still super snappy, it's still super smooth. It's just a phone that's boring, it's just a phone that's basic, it's just a phone that if you really just want a great shooter and do nothing else, this is the phone for you. The battery on the Pixel 4 XL was never a champ. It was never something you'd write home about, and I still get about a day, so I think Google does a decent job with keeping their battery fine-tuned with those algorithms. But just know, you're probably going to make it a day, maybe less, but definitely no more than that. And we do have a fast charge with USB-C power delivery, and of course, wireless charging is here as well. Now the screen itself is an awesome panel. I have no problems with this panel, and it's a 90 Hz panel as well, so it's fast, it's smooth, and it generally gives you a nice color accurate display. The flat panel is something I like personally. I don't like the infinity displays as much. The flat panel is just easier to hold, easier to maintain with one hand, and it's just something that I think looks overall a lot better than those infinity displays. I'm generally very happy with the way this panel looks. Another thing that I like about Google Pixel 4 XL is we get updates quite regularly. We get 3 years of updates, but the Pixel 4 really is a camera only type of device because there really isn't that much fun that you can have with the Pixel 4 XL. It's a smooth device, it's a capable device, but it's not something that really is customizable. It's not something that a lot of people like because it is very stock, it is very bare bones. But I do have to say the camera is something that keeps me going back to my Pixel 4 XL, and if that's all you care about, this is a great device. Could I recommend the Pixel 4 these days? I think the Pixel 4 at the $700 or less price point is where it should have been from release. It's a great phone, especially for the camera. It's a great phone, especially for having Google goodness. It's a great phone for the fast, speedy software updates. It's a great phone to be the first one on the block to get the latest Android release. Overall, it's a very consumer-friendly phone. It's not really something that you'll be able to customize. It's not really something that you'll be able to do a lot with. But if you're okay with just having a phone that works and having a phone that's really good at what it does, and that mainly is a great shooter, being a fast, snappy phone with no bloat, no lag, the Pixel 4 XL is a great phone, especially again, $700 or less price point. You can't go wrong with Google. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. As always, I really appreciate you guys watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.